Hey everyone, just thought I'd do a little rock mining today in Cloudbreaker here. Do a quick view. There she is. Um, Thought that I would do a quick chat. Had a couple friends ask me if this game was worth jumping in. I kind of have a group of friends that are casual gamers, which I have not started roping into this craziness that's Star Citizen yet. Uh, Mainly because this is not a finished game right now. So if people start jumping in thinking it's finished, they're going to be in for a bad time. So usually about once a year, I kind of do a quick, almost self-assessment to kind of say, is this the game that I would tell my dad to jump in and play? And while I would tell my dad to jump in and play Arena Commander, I would not tell him to play this because it would be frustrating. So to give you an idea, am I getting my plants mixed up? There's Aberdeen. All right, we're going to try mining on Aberdeen. Hopefully the winds don't pick up and throw my ship around like a toy. Speaking of bugs, the question is it a game that you can have fun playing? And the answer is definitely yes. This is a game that you can have a lot of fun playing. Is it a game that you can play for a long time? Is it even really a game? I think it is. I mean, I grew up in an age or an era when wait until Bitch and Betty stops talking. Um, I grew up in an era when we played Pong and Donkey Kong and games like that on an Atari. So yeah, this is a game compared to that. Even if it was just flying around from planet to planet, that would still be a game. But it's not what people mean when they ask, "Is Star Citizen a game yet?" What they're asking is it a complete game? Is it what they promised in the pamphlets or the design doc and all that? No, it's a long ways away from that. For anyone that's kind of a hardcore gamer that kind of regularly gets in on alpha projects like Satisfactory or Hardship or Hard Space Shipbreaker, that kind of thing, like, well, that one's actually released to the public now, but games like that were in alpha. I mean, you expect some bugs. Star Citizen is even more than that. To give you an idea, to sort of prep for this run that I'm doing right now, I had to load I had to load a rock into this ship, and I went around to a mining station, and the mining station wouldn't spawn my rock. And so I was like, okay, well, what are ways to get around that? And it wasn't that my rock was broken or anything like that. It was just that the game had a bug and it wasn't going to do it. And so eventually I found out that it would spawn it at Hurston or at Lorville on Hurston, uh, which was my home port for this and usually most of my playthroughs. Um, and the catch is that when you spawn a ship there, or you spawn a ground vehicle there, you have to drive it out of the no-fly zone in the city, and you're probably about 10 to 13 kilometers away from the gate. So I had to drive the rock over beyond the walls for 13 kilometers. And then I had to run all the way back to the gate, take the tram all the way from the gate to where the ship spawning area is, and then get in. And during that time, an elevator grabbed me, pushed me through the floor, and killed me. So this is an unpolished game right now. So yeah, we got something. Sorry, trying to do two things at once here, and I am easily distracted. And so I went out, had to respawn, had to re-get stuff for going out and mining on a planet because the rock is not an enclosed atmosphere. Uh, Died another time by, let's see, what was I doing? I don't know. I died to another bug. So I had like this comedy of errors, and it's for someone like me that's Evocati, it's like, ha ha ha, okay, I'll just go log that. But for your average player that just kind of wants to get in and play a game, that was probably two and a half hours of just wasted time. Like I wasn't doing anything but respawning because the game killed me because of a bug. And that's frustrating. And so the question is, right now, is this the kind of game that kind of player, here we go, see how that one's only 500 away? That's a hand mineable, or a rock mineable. We're just going to click real quick and see what it is. But yeah, I mean, that kind of situation, would a casual gamer put up with that? Or not even put up with? Is that the kind of thing that they would play that, say, my God, that was the most frustrating experience I've ever had playing a game, and I am never going to jump into that again? And are they going to tell all of their friends, oh yeah, don't get that thing, it sucks? Because if they're going to start having that experience, that is the opposite. Okay, so those are only two, so those are actually hand minables, not rock minables. So we're going to land there, and I'm just going to get them by hand. Which I prepped for both of them, and I had to rebuy the armor each time. See what I mean? A little frustrating. But, let's see, where are those little rocks? You can see them on this angle. I think they're right under me, actually. We're going to move a little bit further ahead. And so the question is, right now, on this particular patch, is the game ready for that? Or is it kind of ready for that prime time? And I would say right now, and make sure my gear is down, yes. I would say right now it's not. This reminds me a lot of 3.16.0 when it dropped, is that it's almost more of an Evocati patch. It's very buggy. There's a lot of things that can kill you. You're going to spend more time respawning and rebuying armor than you are actually doing something productive like this. So no, I would not suggest this game for a casual gamer. For someone that loves science fiction, Star Wars, space, and they have some patience for a project that isn't complete, like they have, not to be pejorative about it, but if they have the maturity to understand that, oh, this project has got a long ways to go, they haven't hammered out the bugs, it's not optimized. If they can honestly understand that, then that's going to pop my ship up. Nope, it's not. Okay, we're going to be a little bit careful here, because that could kill us, like when it does that little jump. Now I've got to actually find those rocks. Hey, I'm wearing the Novikov. I should be fine. Uh-oh. This is why they need that FPS radar right here. But anyway, you get people into a game and they can handle it being in sort of this broken state. They're just kind of like, ha ha ha, that killed me. Which nobody does that for long. Like, I mean, I'm used to it, and I will still rage quit on a quick occasion. Like last night, I was getting damn close. Then somebody wanted to see an A2, which I happen to have, and I haven't melted yet. Is this it over here? Yeah, I might have to get back in my ship and look for it. Yep, right here. So it looks like it's Dollvine. But, so, come on. Bugs. So, oh, I've got the tractor beam on. So this one is on me. So let's go. Nope, not that. Let's go customize. Let's see if it'll do it. Oh, it's actually got a medical pin on it. That's weird. Okay, hang on. So, yeah, my advice to anyone just kind of jumping in is if they can handle it, do it. If not, hold off. Like what I'm doing with my friends that are not huge gamers. Yeah, it's Dollvine. So this is cheap, but I'm gonna grab it anyway because money's money. It's free. It's one of the reasons I like mining, is that it's free. Basically all of it is just money you wouldn't have had otherwise. It's not like trading where you're putting money in. But yeah, I mean, it is a game, you can play it, you can have fun, especially if you're dropping with other people. but there are so many frustrating bits that unless somebody is used to alpha projects and understands what that means, I wouldn't get them into this game right now. Now, there is a possibility that 317.2 kind of goes through and puts quality of life implementations in, so you're not dying when you walk downstairs. But what's the next patch going to do? What's 318 going to do? And it's kind of, that could probably be even more annoying for people is if they played something and it worked and now it doesn't work. And so it's kind of, we're playing a bit of a waiting game, those of us who actually don't mind jumping into this. Why is it looking up? Oh, there is a little rock up there. Look at that. Oh, it popped a bunch of them. You can see those up there. So my advice is right now 317.1, I would tell people if they're casual gamers, avoid for now. If they're kind of experienced alpha players and they don't mind crashing a bunch or dying a bunch to bugs, or they just kind of want to see the verse and then maybe check back in a few months, that I think is kind of the healthiest way to do this. If you don't want to be an unpaid game tester, is just kind of get into it, look at it, see what it's about, kind of laugh at the bugs and realize that all of this is just monopoly money anyway. Like right now, I think I've got 1.5 million. I can't do anything with it. I mean, I've already upgraded my ship, so what else can I do with the money other than just build a big number? It doesn't do anything for you right now. So it's literally just for pure ego, and even beyond that, it's pointless. So, I mean, if people want to play something like that, yeah, tell them to hop in with them, because this game really shines when you're playing as a group or even playing as a pair of people, because you kind of make your own stories and stuff. There's not really stories in the game. There's not really, it's got a lot of lore and fluff to it. It's just not represented in the world all that much yet. Oh, messed up there. So, yeah, I mean, just know people's limits and know what they're looking for. Oh, this is, come on. Back away from this. There we go. So yeah, that's just my suggestion. Is this ready to play? Yeah, it's a game. I mean, tell me another game that you've played where you can fly around in a ship like that, load it with a vehicle, drive the vehicle out, walk around in first person, fly up to a station, get up, get out, call up another ship, get on that ship, do all of that in first person seamlessly. There isn't another game that really does that I can think of. At least nothing to this quality. So yeah, I mean, it's a real game. It's just also a real frustrating game because they haven't optimized it yet. They haven't completed it. And when will it be completed? We don't know. Sort of, if I had to take a stab in the dark, I'd say we're probably going to start getting feature complete shortly after, probably about 2 years after Squadron 42 releases, because Squadron 42 will clean up all of the combat aspects. This game requires game loops that Squadron 42 doesn't. And when I say feature complete, I mean like tier 1. So you'll have like tier 1 bounty hunting, tier 1 medical, tier 1 exploration, all of those things. So it'll be basic. It won't, it's kind of like mining. When it first started, it was just a prospector. Now it's the prospector with consumables and the hand mining and the rock and all of that. All of the game loops will have that level of complexity. And what the hell am I doing? Bugs. See? Right there. What's that about? Who knows? But a casual gamer isn't going to tolerate that. Let me see if I actually closed up my back here. Yeah, I did. Okay. Casual gamer isn't going to really tolerate that. But someone who just kind of likes just dinking around in space and flying around, just the joy of it, they could have a good time in this. Oop, there's another one right over there. See it? And so, yeah, you kind of have to read your friends, know what they like, and don't get them in too early. Because if you get them in too early and they're the kind of player that is expecting something finished, they're going to be frustrated. They're not going to trust your opinion, probably rightly so, and they're not going to have a good opinion of this game. So, know your audience. Guess that's what I'd go with. And best of luck. Let's do some mining. So I haven't done rock mining in ages. Anyway, I haven't done rock mining for ages, so all of the good places I used to go aren't necessarily the good places anymore. I kind of want to check out that purple thing. That is kind of one of the things that I do. Rock mining is, I see it more as a way to kind of explore than to really make money if I find stuff that's cool. But again, at this point, I've got 1.5 million and there's nothing I can do with it really. I've already got upgraded jump drives and stuff on the ships that I fly on the regular, upgrade shields, weapons, all that kind of stuff. So there's really no point to having the money. It's just monopoly money, which when you lose it, it can be frustrating because you lost the time, but it's not frustrating because you actually lost the money, because it gives you some options to trade and do stuff. But other than that, is what it is. But anyway, it's been a long time since I've done rock mining, so I just thought that I'd pop down here, do a little bit, and just kind of see what's around. From what, look around my arm here. From what I understand, I think Daymar, and I want to say around ArcCorp, one of their moons is a good one to go. Maybe Microtech. I don't think it's Hurston's moons anymore, but still, I kind of like the Hurston's moons. Like right up there where my arm is pointing. Um, they're pretty. I mean, pretty ugly, but they're still pretty in kind of a sense of, wow, they really put a lot of effort into these things and they look real. Uh, but yeah, not sure if we're going to find anything here or not. So, like I said, sometimes this is just kind of practicing exploration, just to kind of see what's out there and see what I can find. Maybe everyone is going to the same moons because that's what some content creator said was a good place to go. And no one's been to Magda since whatever patch and looked around. Uh, Unlikely, given the size of the community, but it's always possible that you find something that someone else hasn't. So, this stage in the game, what have you got to lose? So, I'm going to poke around if I find anything. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot on Magda. The question is if it's worthwhile. One of the tricks to finding the hand minables and the rock minables is to fly very, very, very low. And then you're looking for anything that's within 1,000K, because those are small scannables. I'm starting to remember why I don't like Magda. If I remember right, Magda is the one with the really bad storms. They'll pick up your ship and throw it. So this might be a bad idea. Whoop! There, did you see that? Got one. Hang on. I think I saw one over here. Yep, maybe not. But yeah, I'm gonna be careful on Magda. You can sort of see the winds are blowing. Kind of look around my arm there. You can sort of see the winds are blowing pretty strong. Uh, that's danger zone territory right there. Because another bug in this game, pick up your ship and throw it, and then you're out. A ship, you have no way home. You can put up a beacon, but then you're paying money for someone to pick you up. You still have to go back, reclaim your ship, and do everything else. It's easier just to respawn at this point in the game, unfortunately. And I'm not seeing anything here. Magda might be a wash. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Spoke too soon. What we got over here? See if it's a hand mineable or a rock mineable. Get a little bit closer. I'm thinking hand mineable. Okay. Wait for it. Wait for it. I think it's this cluster right here. Nope. That is a rock mineable, people, right there. So we are going to land here and grab that. I might not get out of the ship on this one. Like I said, I don't trust Magda. I think it might try to lift this ship up and toss it. So you can see the rocks are right there. So what I'm going to do is put the ramp down and get right behind it, right there. And then we could just pop them so you can see the rocks in there. We can just drive to the back, break them all, hoover them all up without ever getting out of the ship. So if the ship blows away, I can get out of the rock, run to the front, and save it rather than watch it tumble across the plains of Magda. So let's get out of here. Hopefully we put our arm down. We did. That's good. All right, let's do some rock mining. Roc Mining. Just pretend that didn't happen. Just go on. Nothing happened. I didn't do rock lobster with rock mining. Whatever you think just happened. Wasn't that. There's our rocks. What color are we looking at here? See? Yeah, green. So there's more dolomite. So not what you're looking for is Haydenite, which is the purple one, but people ignore Dolomite. I forget what the other one is, but like they're too good for it or something. It's all like, it's still money. I mean, okay, I'm just going to drive a little bit forward here. Again, I'm just going to get on the ramp so that I'm still on the ship's physics grid. It's going to be hard with the damn map or my arms sticking out like that. So as long as I'm on the ship's physics grid, should be good. Oh, does this not work anymore? Can I not move the arm around? Okay, hang on. Need to check some settings. Okay, figured it out. It turns out that it is the gimbal mode on the engine. So I probably had a few of you screaming at me for that. So sorry, but apparently you hit G, locked. Hit G again, it's off. So it's just gimbal mode. So what are we looking at here? Yeah, it's hold on. Let's make it a little bit hard when it doesn't tell you what you need to break it. There it goes. These look smaller than the usual rock ones. Well, these might actually be a cluster of hand minables. That might be what's having problems with it. See, people? Bugs. Okay, well, let's get out, see if we can pop these by hand. Looks like that storm's blown over, so hopefully we're a ways away. No, I want to heal the rock. Don't want to heal it. There we go. But that's kind of what I mean, is that mining has been around for ages, and they're still having issues like that where things that were fixed patches ago don't work anymore, and things will break. And so, I mean, you might have a game loop that you love and you're sitting there playing it. Yeah, these can only be mined by the rock. Okay, well, looks like we're back in here. Nope, put that away. Just gonna pull it again. And they'll just be broken in the next one, and you just gotta live with that. And if you're used to alpha projects, it's kind of like, well, that didn't work, ha ha ha. But if you're a casual gamer, frustrating. Yeah, they up the sensitivity on these a lot. Guess they decided that people were making way too much money off of hand mining, which, fair. So one of the things they're doing right now at this stage in the game is, there we go, that was a better one. They're trying to sort of dial in what the earnings will be. And I think they're kind of looking at around 30,000 for an hour. So you'll typically make like 15,000 if you run boxes or something like that, just as kind of their window if you're just doing the average stuff. So if you're a person that knows what you're doing, you could be making like 500,000 or something. Like if you're going for only Haydenite and you know where the Haydenite is, so your knowledge is actually the skill. You don't have skills like other massively multiplayer games. You are the skill, you the player. And so if you really know the rocks to look for and where to look for them and where on the moon to look for them or planet, then you're going to make a lot more than somebody like me who's just kind of dinking around, breaking Dolivine and walking away with it. And also someone that actually is taking the time breaking the rocks the right way. Like right now I'm just kind of joking around because this isn't make or break for me. This is just kind of fun. It's a little bit of a Twitch game. Wait for it. Wait for it. Stay in the window. Yeah, one of the reasons I like mining is it's kind of zen. So that was another good break. But yeah, so if you're somebody that knows what you're doing, you're making a lot more than 30K, but they're trying to make it that if you're just kind of an average player, you're going to be making at least 30K if you're not completely screwing things up. I think that's kind of what they're aiming for. And if you look at the box missions and all of that, that's kind of the window that it sits into. Okay, one of the problems with doing this with head tracking, so you can see that I have it, that when I'm looking around with my head, that actually does it. Problem is that my head is a little twitchy sometimes, so it does make it a little bit harder to stay on target sometimes. And again, I'm going to all this effort for Dolivine. Not worth it, but not bad for practice. Actually, I think Dolivine is one of the harder ones to break, ironically. Like, Haydenite is pretty forgiving. Dolivine is both less valuable and has a much smaller optimal window. This kind of makes me want to break out my prospector and go mining in the Halo. Might show you guys that one next. Just going to show you how to do that. That's one of those that if you know where to go, make a lot of money on Quantanium. But you've also got to kit your... You also have to kit your prospector out correctly so that it'll do it. Oh, yeah, 0%. Needs to be a little higher than that. 3, 4. But I mean, this little mini game right here, this just speaks volumes to what CIG can do with a game loop when they're given the time, which is why I'm not too worried about this project in the long term. Extract all that. Wait a few seconds for it to actually load in and realize what it's done with its life. I think it just hurled one behind me. That's one thing. When you're picking up a bunch of rocks, when you use the tractor beam, it can chuck one quite a distance behind you. So, nope, it's still that one. All right. So you're not too worried about that. It does look like the wind is picking up again. So, yeah, Yeah, we'll see if we can break these two. So, back in a second. So one of the reasons I like mining is that it's kind of meditative in a way. That just trying to get that bar in the right place for the right time and then hold it there. There's something very rewarding about it. That it's not super difficult, but it is, and so and there's all the drama and consequences and everything, and so we're gonna grab these real quick. Kind of curious, like how full we are. Come on, pick that up. There we go. Grab this one over here. I was going to show you a neat trick where if you just go through and you pop all of the rocks first and then collect, it's a little bit faster. But of course, if you blow up the rock, it throws all of the gemstones all over the place. Go grab that one, turn that off so we're not. Hang on. Yeah. There's probably another couple out there, but like I said, Dolvine, it's not totally worth the effort. Go. Grab that one. Woo! Okay. Not sure what we're sitting at. Oh, there you can see it. So in the left there, we're 4.59 SEU out of 30. So, whoa! Yeah, no kidding. Why? There's a little bit of a desync going on right now where you're moving along slow and then all of a sudden you just rush out like 30 meters. So I don't know what's going on, but I want to get back onto Cloudbreaker before this storm really picks up. Because like I said, it can pick up your ship and throw it, which I really don't want to go through. So far, all we're finding is Dolivine. That worries me. Probably have to go to a different moon, I'm guessing. I know there's stuff over at Daymar. Daymar can be a little bit of a dangerous game though, especially in a ship like the MSR, because the signature on this ship is big enough that people can see you from low orbit. So if someone's bored and they just want to come blow you up, you are real vulnerable when you're mining alone. No one really goes to Magda, so you're generally pretty safe here. But apparently the reason why no one comes here is because there's only Dolivine here. So let's have Daymar. I just want to find a couple Hadenite rocks, and actually I want to pick up a couple things in Port Olisar anyway, so this will be a good one. So see me in a few seconds. So one of the ways that I like to go rock mining, a lot of people kind of swear by going to a specific location. Sorry, that bug is just, that's amazing. Some people swear by going to a specific location, and if you find a place that consistently spawns like Hadenite or Quantanium or Laranite or Grecium or any of like the big mining things, chances are if you find it once and you can mark it like that little thing right there, if you can find that little line there over and over and over again, and you know that that line always produces these kinds of rocks, then yeah, start going to it. And that's the kind of information that you'll have skill wise. But if I'm just shooting in the dark like I am right now, just kind of having fun tooling around, exploring and looking at stuff, I'll usually just pick a point in space that's on the daylight side and just start flying down to it. Just it's random enough that if you hang on. Okay, no, it's just my rock. It keeps picking up my rock, and I keep thinking there's another ship around. Not really worried unless it's red, but you can never tell. Somebody might be not red because they just haven't they just got out of prison, so now they're looking for the next person to blow up. But anyway, uh, yeah, I usually just pick a point, fly down, and start looking, which it's a little bit random, but being random kind of protects you too. It's kind of like flying out to the air in Halo in a prospector. It's such a large space that it is unlikely people are going to find you there unless they're specifically looking for you and they get real lucky. Now, one thing I have noticed, um, and this is kind of the game within the game, is that they spawn certain minerals in certain areas. So you can sort of see there's sort of a box there that this over here is one type of terrain and this is another type of terrain. You can see they've got mountains going up here. There's sort of the canyon terrain up here. So when you find a certain type of commodity or mineable in a region, there's a chance that on the program side, they've said, okay, if you're within a bubble that's within X distance of a mountain in this terrain, you can spawn these things, and then it will spawn things in that area. That's kind of my theory. It could be that it's just a random distribution across the entire planet, but I kind of doubt that's the case. So I will usually fly down near mountains if I can see them, because it seems like the really good rocks tend to spawn in between valleys and mountains. So like in this region where I'm at right now, yeah, you see like this right here. So if you're quantanium mining, see diamonds everywhere. There's one 400 behind us, so we're going to swing around right there. So once again, you can tell if it's hand mineable or rock mineable. If it's a cluster like that, it's a rock mineable. And again, this was just timing. So, I mean, I came straight down, found something immediately that even if it's just dolomite, it's probably worth it to pick it up. So let's look for that tiny little cluster, is that little sort of 5 thing there. The winds on Daymar aren't as toxic as the winds on Magda. I'm not sure if that's fixed this one, but rather not risk it. But on Daymar, I've never had my ship blow away. Let me make sure my gear is down. It is. Okay, let's go get some rocks. And again, I'm probably not going to do the thing where I completely fill up my rock. That can take hours. It's worth it money wise. Oh, this could be bad. There it goes. See, a little bit of a lag spike there. I'm playing on the Australia servers because historically the Australia servers, for whatever reason, tend to have much less lag on them. Right now, this one seems like it's on the struggle bus, so I might have screwed up here. This could be mine. I've been having a lot of lag spikes and desync issues, and that could be because I'm coming in from the States going to Oz. Yep, so there's our rocks right there. I'll probably avoid that rock. Again, this one I'm not as worried about the wind. I've never had a vehicle drive away or fly away from me on Daymar. So let's just get a little bit closer. Power it up. Let's get out and see what that was. Might have just spoke too soon. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, so when I said this is a game that has some bugs, not kidding. So what we're going to do, thankfully this happened right in front of this rock. Actually probably happened because of this rock, if we're being honest. And we're on a moon. Should just be able to jump up on it. So And there are generally ways to troubleshoot things. It's just, if you're the kind of player that just wants to play a game, this can be a really frustrating game to play. So, again, you can sort of see desync there. The MSR doors are always kind of slow to open, especially when you compare it to the Hercules, which is the other Crusader ships, the other big Crusader ships. We've also got the Ares Starfighter, but yeah, the doors kind of open slow, so it's not always obvious. Yeah, I'm guessing it was just kind of at an angle and just enough to kind of goof it up. So let's actually, that looks like a flatter area over there. Let's go over there. Maybe over here. Yeah, again, this is another thing that they don't really have. They don't really have a landing camera, so you can't really see what you're landing on. And there's no real fairway in game to tell what's going on below you, so you're just kind of guessing, and sometimes you land on uneven ground like this. And sometimes that'll hurt you, sometimes it won't. Okay, so you see how the ramp is a bit off the ground there? The rock would not be able to get back into the ship if I were to land there. So I'd have to do this again. So that's close enough. The rock should be able to get up that. So let's pop out there. But again, the only way to figure that out is if you're in third person. And there's all these little tricks, because I've been playing this game since, like, seriously playing it since 2016, but have been sort of off and on playing it since 2015. I just kind of do these things second nature and I don't think about them. But if you're a new player jumping in and you don't know all these little tricks, like, oh, this is why that happened, and oh, I can do this to get around that, super frustrating. So just know that the people you're kind of trying to convince, so we'll see what happens when I jump off here. It didn't kill me, that's a good sign. There's our rocks that we're looking for right there. Let's take a quick look at the color, I'm curious. It's looking good. That looks blue. That's not Dolomite or Haydenite. That's the other one. Blurbonite. Pretty sure that's what it's called. I definitely didn't just make that up. I do know what I'm talking about. Take a quick walk. And just drive over here. What are you? Oh, I'm not in mining mode. Do keep it on? Okay. We are looking. Aphorite, that's it. I think Aphorite is the middle one, value-wise. If not, again, I'm not really trying to make a shit ton of money. I'm just trying to break rocks and have some fun. So, yeah. Can you see that optimal window on Aphorite? This is probably not the valuable one. You can sort of see the window right over here is just huge, which usually the easier it is to do, the less valuable it is. Kind of like in life. There we go. Oh, actually the optimal window is kind of small. The overcharge window is huge. Okay, so we need to be a little bit more careful about this. Good thing is that since it takes I kind of like it when it takes a lot of power to charge the rock up, because then that means that you've got a lot more error room in how much power to put into the rock. Like the Dolovine, see that desync? Now we got those things everywhere. So that was desync. So what happened was, yeah, maybe not. Maybe we got lucky. So you can sort of see that put all of them right here. God, that's a bunch of them. But desync, you'll kind of be sitting there, you'll be charging up the rock, exactly like what happened there, and you'll be doing good, you'll be keeping it in the window, and you're kind of like, oh, cool, you know, I'm doing this perfectly. And then all of a sudden it'll be like, the server has been reading that you've been overcharging it for the last 30 seconds, sends the information to your computer, to you, the client, and sort of says, no, you've been overcharging this thing for however many seconds, and now it's about to blow up. So what you see on your side is you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. It blows up. And that's what's going on there. And there's a lot of little things like that. And it's kind of a question, just because it is such a detailed game, how much of that latency will CIG be able to solve? A lot of people are wondering that kind of fairly, that you can take out some of the issues in desync in a game like this, but since it's all first person, it's a bit harder. All right, I'm going to break all of these rocks. I'll come back when I'm ready to hoover up, and then we'll go and we'll sell them, and we'll see how much we made. Okay, just because there's so many entities right here, you can sort of see that all of these things are here. That's going to slow the server down, so I am going to actually hoover up some of these. See if we can do it without throwing them all behind me. I guess we're probably going to make like 30K from this, maybe. They have calculators online. Another thing that I would say as far as mining goes, if you're just getting into mining, and I'll kind of go over this with my prospector vid too, which who knows when I'll do that, but relatively soon, is just get down and break a rock, and people will be telling you, oh no, definitely go for Quantanium. It's not even worth it if you don't do Quantanium. Quantanium is a pain in the ass to mine, especially if you've never done it before and you don't have the right components on your ship and everything. It can be a bear. So my recommendation would be just get down, break a rock, like the first one you find, and just kind of get the process down, and you'll be fine. Like, learn how to do it, then you can start focusing on going after the stuff that's actually valuable. Because if you try to mine Quantanium and you've never done it before, it is, I guess I don't get that one. It is just going to be a frustrating experience. I recommend not doing it. Okay, so you can sort of see it tossed a bunch back behind me there. So we'll go get those in a couple minutes. All right, be back in a few. What I want to do in the verse is be a gray trader. So mostly trade with what I call creative procurement specialists, and you probably call a pirate. So eventually I'll be doing that, is going and buying missiles and stuff like that, and then selling it to pirates, because pirates need people who will do stuff for it like that for them. So it's a market. But if you had told me back in 2016, oh, you're going to love mining, I'd be like, yeah, but it's not really a game loop that I want to take part in. Oh. It actually is kind of fun. I don't think I'll actually go out and get an Orion, but if somebody who owns an Orion is all like, hey, let's take this out for the day, or let's grab our prospectors and go do some stuff, even when I'm flying around in my BMM and having a good old time, I might actually do it. Just because it is kind of a fun little game loop. Let's see if I can spin around here, pick up this last one. There we go. All right, let's see how much we got here. I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. Get around my arm. Just got to make sure I go in straight here. Can drive in first person, but as long as I'm sitting here going like this, I think I'll go where I can actually see stuff. So let's go to Port Olisar, which is always a little bit of a crapshoot because people can pad ram you at Port Olisar, which is annoying, but it happens. It's part of the game. Actually, you know, a way around that, we could go to Crusaders L1. Now let's just go to Port Olisar. I'm curious if we can even sell stuff at Port Olisar. So, catch me at Port Olisar. Okay, I lied. We're going to Crusaders L1 Ambitious Dream Station instead. Just I know the mining stations actually buy it, and I'm not positive if Port Olisar does. Plus, you're a lot less likely to run into pad rammers out here. And now that I've done the work, even though I said that it's all monopoly money and it doesn't matter, I did invest time into it, so I would rather that entire time wasn't just wasted. So the Crusader Lagrange points, or Lagrange, however you say it. I like to call them cruel. So this is cruel 1. I need a hobby. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and land here and see how much we can sell this Aphorite and Dolivine for, which I'm guessing not much, but I mean, it'll be like 15, 20K, which isn't nothing. And again, you want Haydenite, which is purple, but they have rightly made that a bit more rare these days. Or I'm just not looking in the right places, totally possible. But this is just kind of generally just jabber at you and to kind of show the general game loop on this. Okay, so here's another little trick. I'm trying to sort of convey these things while I'm thinking about them because there's a lot of little tricks like this, like I was saying. So my Star Runner Cloudbreaker is sitting out there on the pad. One thing you want to do is when you get in here, at least right now in 317, once you in 317, if the ship auto spawns, what will happen most of the time is that it'll end up with a claim on it. So this one's an error. I don't actually own 2 Star Runners. I only own the one. This is a bug. But you want to click store, because if you don't store it and it auto stores, you'll have to reclaim it, which is, so you see now it says retrieve. It's actually recording Cloudbreaker as being here at Ambitious Dream. Whereas if you let it self-store, so if you were just to run straight to the mining part of this station, you might not actually have access to your ship, and all of that work totally wasted. So just something to keep in mind when you land, at least in this patch, store your ship. Don't just let it sit there. Kind of a good policy to get into anyway, just because somebody could come by and blow it up. At some point NPCs might even be doing it, so it might not even be people just griefing you. Okay. See you in the mining part. Okay, so here we are in the refinery. I'm just gonna meander on over to the refinery sales section. Yeah, they're just, it's not really another game like this. It's so immersive. I love it. Look around. So I talk about, I'm gonna make a little bit on this, the game that I tried to make back in '99. There's a lot of things that CIG and I were on the same wavelength on, which isn't too crazy since I was actually inspired by Privateer, which was a Chris Roberts game. But there's a lot of things that they thought of that I probably never would have thought of. But anyway, we come in here. Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you. Oh, different one. Okay. We're going to come over here and sell our stuff. Let's see what we got. Take a look around. We've got a bunch of stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good. It might be at the admin station. I think it's actually at the admin station. Back in a second. Oh, good. They got a gun station here. My tune right now actually isn't carrying any weapons because of the crashes last night. I wasn't at my starting location, and weirdly, during the update, it wiped all of my on the guy's suit station here, or a suit shop here too. Uh, so I'll pick up a couple guns while I'm here. Um, but yeah, during the several bugs I had last night, I ended up blowing through all of my guns that I had. Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. Are you not going to talk to me? Talk to me. He's not going to talk to me. Guess I didn't earn that. Hopefully I can sell this stuff here. Let's find out. So I should have Novikov backpack. It's saying I got nothing. So yeah, 1,400 for that little hand mining I did. That's not terrible. So let's see. It's saying I got something in my ammo. Huh. Oh, yeah. It's the non. So here we've only we don't even have a single SEU of stuff in our rock, but the Aphorite, 22,000. So probably 30 minutes of work, 22,000. It's not terrible. And the Dolovine, 5,000. Okay, yeah. So Dolovine is the cheap one that you shouldn't bother with. Aphorite apparently is one of the good ones, and then Haydenite, of course, the one that you get a lot of money for. So I mean, yeah, that wasn't bad. I got probably 31,000 for just kind of dinking around, not even really looking for the good rocks. Looks like Daymar is probably a decent place to go, and for a lot of reasons. One of the things I'm going to do next is call up my prospector and come back to this station. Unfortunately, Hurston is my home port, so I'll be flying back to Lorville, picking up my prospector, and I'll probably pick that up in the next one. All right, people. So see me next time. So here's a fun one. After I left y'all, I decided to head to Ariel and do some mining there. That was where I got lucky with Haydenite and a couple old patches, and sure enough, found a couple rocks as soon as I came down. Unfortunately, what happened also when I came down, I saw another set of rocks, came down, landed, put down my ramp, popped off because they looked like hand minables. They weren't, they were rock minables. But when I jumped off, my MSR Star Runner jumped 50 meters into the sky. So now I'm coming back and trying to save it in my Titan. So yeah, one of the times in having multiple ships actually is a good thing. Again, bugs in this game, so gotta go through a quick sequence here. Unfortunately, I've got all grade A stealth components on this thing, which I'm not sure are entirely in the game yet. But yeah, so you can see it's I could almost fly this Avenger underneath it. So what I'm going to do here is pull up next to it, open up the ramp, and jump from one to the other, and then probably land right there and get the rock out, or maybe even over there where it's a little more open. Yeah, the whole jumping into the sky thing is relatively new. Let's go ahead and do this. One thing I want to check real quick. So it's been despawning bodies. So one of the things I did this time, well, my body's still there, but I'm not seeing all the gear I dropped. So hopefully it saved my gear and it actually is there and it's just not showing. One of the problems was that the bodies were no longer spawning. And it's closed the door. Okay, that's fun. Okay, hang on. Anyway, one of the things I've got is all stealth components on my MSR, so it wasn't giving me the marker, and my ship wasn't showing up on radar until I got real close. Thankfully, I was going towards a landmark that was pretty obvious. So what I've got to do first is open this up And the button on the MSR is right over here. Gotta do this without damaging either ship. This kind of brings me back to the old days. So you can kind of see the button is underneath and just to the port side of the ramp. So what I have to do is angle this so that the ramp can come down and I can hit that button without having the ramp hit me. It's going to be a little tricky troubleshooting. Unfortunately, both of these ships have fat butts. Let's see, get it down just a little bit more. I think it's going to flip me anyways. That the ramp's still gonna hit, but we might be okay. If not, it'll blow both of us up and this will make an amusing video. But let's see. So the last thing I want to do is hop out of the ship and hop to the ground, because then I'll be in the exact same situation I was a couple seconds ago. So we're gonna come through here. Again, this is just one of those little troubleshooting things, kind of playing around. So I'm on the ramp. I'm not low enough. So you can see that right there is the button that I've got to hit. So I've got to go a little bit lower, a little bit more to my starboard. So I come up here, hop in this. I don't really want to grab my gear or anything until I've actually done this, because if I can't actually pull this off, then it's kind of pointless to do anything. So we're going to go, ooh, a little lower. Nope, nope, nope. Other way, other way, other way. Yep, right about there. So we're going to come in here and look. Yeah, so our button is right there. I back up just a hair and go up just a little bit without tapping the vehicle. Hopefully that'll be good. So let's see what that looks like. And again, I think once I get out on that ramp, it's going to be messing with the physics grid. So I mean, I could drop. There we go. Let's get out of the way. Crap. That is kind of what I was worried about. Thankfully, I am in a heat suit now. So let's see if I can actually reach this. That's what I'm hoping to do. If I can just get the angle right. Sometimes you can fool this thing. Might end up with like a turducken here where I'm just kind of, oh. Nope, we don't want to close that because we might be able to still get in. If I can get that cockpit, I might be able to jump from that rock onto this. Let's see. That is going to be a long jump, but might be able to do it. Sad thing is, if it were the other way, if it were rolled right side up, this would be a lot easier because I'd just be able to grab the ladder. It's one of the reasons I put the ladder down. Oh, nope, nope. Get up there. Nope. Ugh, that is not what I was trying to do. Well, got it. Always an exploit. Sometimes you can get lucky. All right, so now, before we do anything else, woo, got a little lucky. Let's see if I can do this without getting hit. So let's close that ramp. Need to go nose down just a little bit. Nope, 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 nope. This way. It's down a little bit more. Get out. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're safe. Ish. All right. So now we're going to come over here. We're going to do the same damn thing again. Now, the problem is, I don't know if you saw it, but when I... No, come here. When I jumped off of the ramp, or when I walked down the ramps don't really have a physics grid, and it's kind of handing off between the moon and the ship. And so the problem is that it gets a little confused. So it'll just kind of drop you to the planet. So what I have to do now is jump from this ship into the MSR, from my Titan into the MSR without dying. So let's see what I can do here. So I'm going to actually leave that closed for now. This is one of those things that if you're not in this game to like test, this could be a hugely frustrating thing for a new player. I mean, look at all this crap I'm going through just to jump into my own ship, which glitched. And so now I've got to run and jump into it and just hope it doesn't kill me. And I don't really have this lined up well. I would normally spend a little bit more time. But troubleshooting it, this is actually kind of fun and interesting to watch. Shit. Okay, we're going to go before we blow up here. Come on. There we go. We got it. Okay. So now I don't really care about the Titan. Had I really been thinking, I would have packed a backpack and put it in the Titan and then blown the Titan up, because that's how you spawn the big boxes. But there, we're back in the MSR. Now I can land it. Now I can go mine stuff, and I don't lose all of my crap. So see you next time.